Hello, friends. As you saw, probably too fast for you to actually read it, we are launching on German Sparrow's Maritime Adventures Future. This is a model of a ship that I found on the website ugeargeek.com. It's a beautiful ship. I don't have the picture to show you on the box because the box is long gone. This was a very challenging build, and it's going to be the first in my epic builds on my web YouTube page. And unfortunately, my first epic build is going to be an epic fail because the build was not quite what I expected it to be. It was more challenging than I thought it would be, and more glue intensive, certainly. And I ended up not very skillfully editing, and I lost a bunch of footage, and as you can see, there's spots in this model that I had a lot of trouble with, and had to do over again several times. But I eventually got it back together, and I want to emphasize that my problems with this build were not due at all to the model. The model itself came out beautifully, as you'll see at the end, but I just had a lot of trouble getting things to stay together. You can see I'm resorting to glue an awful lot. Unlike a lot of my wooden mechanical models, this particular one actually calls for a lot of glue, because most of the ship is actually the paper cladding that goes on the outside that looks like the planking and decking of the ship, whatever. And the most of the substance of the ship was taken care of in this early part of the build. As you can see, there's a lot of cutting out little bits of paper and little bits of trim, and preparing these pieces for future gluing. I ended up having to almost completely dismantle this thing a couple of times to go back and correct mistakes that I made. We're coming up on a bit that's going to be pretty illustrative of that. For now, I'm making this yellow paper here is actually some railings that I'm gluing on, and I had to glue these railings on early, which meant that there are these little paper railings that I had to be careful of not to crush later on during different portions of the build. And now is just all this feel. I want to hang in there until we get to this one part that really illustrates the sort of challenge that I had with this build. I actually kind of like a lot of this close-up stuff here. I wish I could keep my hands in frame a little bit more often. And you'll see me pausing and looking at the instructions a lot. It was pretty complicated instructions, and I had to go back and do a lot of re-examining and like I said, dismantling and remantling, I guess, and putting together all these fiddly little bits that are going around on the ship. And doing a lot of cutting out bits of paper and gluing them, and putting together these little things. I think you'll see me, resorting to the glue a little bit more often. But that's actually legit. That was a little piece of paper trim I had to glue on there. This model actually calls for a lot of glue. And now you see we've gone from this little piece of deck here on the aft of the ship to the entire model is built. There's still a lot of bits and pieces that have to go on it, but from now on, I'm more cutting out little bits of paper and gluing them onto the ship. There were like sheets and sheets and sheets of this paper, all different colors, all different numbers, and I had to keep them all straight, and they were layered. This is the part that I wanted to show you, to illustrate. You can see this little bit of curved paper that I have. This is just some, it goes around, it forms the outside back of the upper deck of the ship, the wall of it. And you can see I'm starting all over again. And now I've got it on there. Nope, you see, now I'm twiddling the model on my fingers trying to figure out what to do. And I'm still struggling with that bit on the end. It's still not done. It's still not done. And you can see I'm still not done. And I finally got it on there, and now I'm on to other parts of the ship that I'm trying to build. You know what? Here's some music. Well, wasn't that nice? That was Mass Hysteria by Starlight. That's spelled capital STRLGHT. I assume it's pronounced Starlight, but anyway, that thing in the upper left that looks like a garbage can with eyes. It's a garbage can with eyes. this this video might also serve as a sort of infomercial for Elmer's Glue All. As you can see, I've used about half of that bottle already on this thing. Putting more trim on the outside, more little bits that I have to break off, and it's starting to look a little good. Now I've gotten one side done. Now what you're gonna basically get to watch is me doing the exact same thing you watched me doing on the other side of the boat, now on this side of the boat. So enjoy that. Here's some more music. Oh, that ending came up on me a little sooner than I was expecting. That was I Can Still Dance by Tiger Blood Jewel. And every band in the world that's not named Tiger Blood Jewel is really wishing they would have thought of that name, because that is a cool name for a band. Tiger Blood Jewel with I Can Still Dance. And now, yeah, I'm working, this is kind of end game. I'm working on the masts here. And I'm working on building these two up, and then these three masts actually, and I'm going to assemble them all onto the ship. At some point, you're going to get to see the ship with the masts on it. There we go. After I shook up the camera some, but there we go. There we go. That's pretty close to what we're going to end up with. And just the finishing touches here. I'm working on some of the cross pieces for the mast. That rudder, by the way, doesn't look very effective to me. It's got holes in it. Anyhow, so there's a fairly good view of the ship with all three masts up. I'm getting close to being done here. Trying to straighten everything up and get it as ship shape as I could. I broke a bunch of pieces off and had to fix them again, and now I'm putting on the masts, the beginning of the masts anyway, and my idea was that I would put on like one mast and then film that and not bother. Anyway, boom.